The verse of today is Colossians chapter 3, verse 1, which says, "Since then you have been raised with Christ, set your hearts on things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God." Paul's letters generally have two parts to them. There's what I call a done part and a do part. The done part, which is generally the first part of his letters, usually describes to us what God has done for us in Christ. And then the second part, what I call the do part, expounds what we should do in response to what Christ has done. And verse 1 of Colossians 3 is a crucial shift from the done to the do. I don't know if you've heard the saying, Jesus did not come to make bad people good, but dead people live. Well, friends, that's exactly what this verse is talking about. For in the New Testament, those who are in Christ are often described as being alive in Christ. And that's what Paul has in mind when he says, you have been raised with Christ. You're alive in Christ. And because of which he says, keep your eyes fixed on Christ. Because where Christ is at the right hand of the Father, that's your permanent address. Earth is only your temporary residence. So, set your heart on things above, he says. For when your heart is set on things above, it will affect how you live on earth. And in fact, the rest of this chapter describes that. All of the things you will not do, such as sexual immorality, impurity, lust, you won't have anger, you won't have rage, malice. Not only that, you'll do the things you're supposed to do. He describes it beautifully in the language of clothing. You will put on compassion, kindness, humility, etc. You'll bear with one another, forgive one another. Now I know what some of you may be thinking. Oh, is Paul suggesting that we should be only heavenly minded? And will that make us of any earthly use? Friends, C.S. Lewis in these famous words, I'm just telling you the sense of it, not quoting it word for word, but he said, if you read history, you will find that the followers of Jesus who did most for the present world were precisely those who thought most of the next. And it's because we don't focus enough on the other world that we have become so ineffective in this world. So, keep your eyes fixed on Jesus and live the Jesus life on earth.